Good afternoon, Kindlech. Going a little informal with this video, trying a different hat, different angle. It's all about the hat angle. The teaching is 100% dependent on the hat angle. And the learning may be too. It requires further investigation. Anyway, as always, learning the binder souls of God, good pleasure, God, hasten, redemption. Good moed, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Passover, getting up and out of your boundaries. God willing, we're going to learn chapter 6 of Hilchos Temidim U'Musafim from the Rambam today. Laws about the everyday offerings and the extra offerings for the holidays and festivals. Like today, we daven the Musaf service in place of the Musaf offering. We should be giving the real Musaf offering right away. We should have the temple right away. We have the power to get the temple. Let's make it happen. Peace comes through strength. So we're stronger. Let's make the peace and get the temple and the offerings with it. Need some nice, some roasted lamb, or whatever it might be. Anyway, we had some Mils B'duksa mixed into the introduction, so we're just going to start. So halacha aleph. It's a very long halacha. Alright, so there's not many laws today, but there's some long ones. Alright. So with God's help, we'll translate them in pieces. Just remember, God is everything. He's living us all the time. And like today's Yom Yom said, our souls are on loan from God, and it's an investment in us, and what we do with it is what makes Him happy. So let's try to give Him a nice return. Halacha Aleph, Seder Avodas Temidim B'Kol Yom Kachu. This is how we do the everyday offerings. There was a morning constant offering, an afternoon constant offering of a lamb, and this is how we do it. Samuch La'alos HaShachar, close to dawn. Yavo HaMamun Shal Poisos. We take the priest who was appointed by lottery. Yakish HaZara, and he knocks on the gates of the temple courtyard. Posting low, and they open it for him. And he inspects the temple courtyard. And those, the bakers of the chavitin offering, the special offering of the high priest every day, or any priest who's being initiated for the first time, but he only brings one, his initiation day, are awakened. And everyone, all the other priests have already jumped in the mikvah, and already put on their priestly garments. So a little bit before dawn. It wasn't the one who was chosen from the lottery. I apologize. So let's say what actually happens. A little before dawn, the supervisor, who's in charge of the lotteries, knocks on the gates of the temple courtyard, and they're open for him. I'm wondering if he's knocking, who's inside opening. Maybe the night watch, maybe the Levim. It's interesting. He inspects the temple courtyard. It seems like it's him. At least it's done. But I'm assuming he inspects, but maybe he appoints someone to inspect. Seems like him, but maybe someone else. The bakers are awakened to get the chavitin ready, the offering of the high priest and a new priest. And all the priests at this point are expected that they've already jumped in the mikveh and put on their priestly clothes. Next paragraph, Yav Yamdu B'Lishchos HaGazis, and they'll all come and stand in the Lishchos HaGazis, the chamber of hewn stone. Bis Bayis Rishon Shneni, and they conduct the first and second lotteries, which we learned about in previous chapters. Yizar Kol Echad Malachtoi, Moshe Barno, and whoever wins for that particular job, like we learned. Umad Hilzeh Shazarka B'Trumas Adeshin, and the one who merited to clean out the ash, he gets started, V'tarim al Seder Sha'amru, and he, according to the way we said, Shamarnu, V'achar Kach Masada Maraka Gedola, and then he gets the wood pile ready. V'achar Kach Masada Maraka Shniya, and then he does it in two stages, a big pile and a small pile. Big pile first, then the small pile. Of course, that's how you make the fire. You all know how to build a fire, I assume. I assume that, but yeah, you have the big logs on the bottom, and then the little things that are easy. Yeah, I might have some small, little, easy to catch ones, but generally the bigger logs are towards the bottom. And then afterwards he puts up two logs. He does the big array, then the smaller array, and then he puts two logs after the fire is already started, and to get the fire a little bit bigger. So we run the first and second lotteries, and the ash cleaner winner goes and does what he's supposed to do, and he starts getting the fire going. Next paragraph, and then they go into the chamber of the utensils, and they get out all the vessels that they're going to need for the day. Umashkinas Atamid Mayim, and they give the lamb that's going to be offered some water to drink, so it's going to be plump and healthy and look nice. And this one who merits to ritually slaughter that animal takes it over to the butchering area. And the priests who are going to physically offer it, not just shech it, they follow after him. And everybody chills out there until they open the great gate of the sanctuary. And when it's open, then they, or the one checks that animal. So after the fire is going, they go to the chamber utensils, get out of the utensils for the day, get the lamb ready, give him some water. The one who slaughtered takes to the butchering area. The other ones involved follow him over, and then when the gates are open, the gate of the great sanctuary, they shech the animal. Next paragraph. I told you it was a long halacha. And afterwards, two priests go into the sanctuary. The one who merited to clean up the inner altar, and the other one who merited to clean up the menorah. So right after the animal slaughtered, into the sanctuary goes Shimon and Levi. Shimon to clean up the inner altar, the golden altar, and Levi to clean up the menorah. Alright, halacha beis. And the one who cleans the altar, he does it at the same time of the slaughtering of the lamb. And then the one who is appointed to receive the blood sprinkles it on the altar. So it's clockwork, everything's synchronized here. The animal shecht it, the altar's clean, catch the blood, sprinkle it on the altar. Halachal Gimel. And after the blood sprinkled, the priest who's appointed to get ready the 5 candles gets them going. And they leave. So it's a lot happening here. So the animal's shechted, altar clean, sprinkle blood, light 5 lamps, and then they head out. And those that were chilling out in the butchering area, they skin the lamb and they cut it up. And each one that was supposed to brings whatever he was supposed to up to the altar ramp. I'm talking the outer altar here. And they put it on the upper half of the ramp, in the western. Actually, I'm sorry, did I read that wrong? Well, the mata, I apologize. They put it on the lower half of the ramp on the western side. Sorry about that. So on the lower half, the limbs are sitting on the lower half of the ramp on the western side. And if there's a musaf offering of that day, they're put also on the lower half of the ramp on the eastern side. So the musaf on the east, the daily offering on the west. And if it was a Rosh Chodesh offering, it's put on the top of the altar. Bain Karen LeKaren B'makom Hiluch Raglei HaKohanim. So I guess not actually on the altar, but on the top of the altar, between the horns where the priests walk. As far as the Shu Rosh Chodesh, everybody knows it's a Rosh Chodesh offering. I guess between the horns must be a wide enough area that a human being can walk. So that's kind of exciting. Alright, so daily burnt offering, lower western half. Musaf offerings, lower eastern half of ramp. And Rosh Chodesh offerings up on the ledge between the horns where the priests walk. Next paragraph, Molchin Shamas Avarim, and they salt them up. Bezorchin Melech Gagabe Akevish, and they put some salt on the ramp. Afilu b'Shabbos, even on Shabbos, Kadei Shalio Yachli Yipilu Kohanim Sham Be'ez Elichan Be'etzin L'Racha, to make so no one should slip on the ramp. It seems to be emphasizing when the wood's being brought up. Maybe that person's holding a lot of wood, he's more ripe to slip, God forbid. Maybe just holding the limbs, he has a little more control of his hands, but holding a big pile of wood, maybe he's more likely to totter, God forbid, just holding, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the heaviest thing they'd be holding, 2 flanks or a sheep head. He sort of has his hands a little bit more free to balance him, he can move his arms, but if he's holding a big pile of wood, he's a little bit more locked in position if it's a slippery ramp, God forbid. So they salt the ramp so no one should slip, and seemingly emphasizing the person carrying the wood. And even though the salt does interrupt between their feet and the ramp, there's really not supposed to be anything between the priest and the temple. But since this carrying up the ramp isn't officially part of the service, then that's allowed. Alright, excuse me once. Alright, here we are. Alright, halacha dalet, everybody. After all the limbs are on the ramp, everybody goes into the chamber of hewn stone. Bamuna Omar, and the supervisor says lahem, say one blessing. They say the first of the priestly blessings. It's almost the one that introduces it about eternal love. I'm sorry, they start to say the blessing of Avos Olam. Vaseres Adivrus, and then they say the Ten Commandments, and then they Vaseres Adivrus Ushma, and then they say Shema, Vayim Shmoa, and then they say Vayim Shmoa, Vayomer, and then they say Vayomer, and then they say Vayemes V'Yatziv, and they say Sim Shalom. Do quite a bit of davening here. So they say the blessing before the Shema. They say the Shema, the entire Shema. I'm going to say the way we know it. From what I understand. And then they say what we say after Shema in the morning davening. They say the blessing of Ritzay and Sim Shalom. It's a little shtickle davening that the priests are doing here. Uba Shabbos Musafim bracha achas. On Shabbos they add one bracha. Shisha Yomru Anshe Mishmir Hayotze Anshe Mishmir Nignas Mish Shikin Hashemo Ubayis Hazeh Yishkin B'nei Ha'ava Achava Shalom V'Reus. It seems like this is a special blessing, and it's added by the priests. On Shabbos, the watch is changed, so some of the priests are leaving, some are coming in. This is said by the priests who are leaving, and they say it specifically to the ones who are entering. They say, may the one who causes his name to rest in this house cause love, brotherhood, peace, and friendship to rest amongst you. It's a beautiful blessing that they bless amongst each other. Last paragraph. Then they run the third and the fourth lottery. The Zoka B'Keteris Misha Zoke, and whoever wins the incense offering, which was very special. They had a special lottery here only for priests who had never offered it before. It was a special privilege. So whoever wins. V'niknas Umaktir, he goes and he does his job. And then the one who merited to clean out the menorah, he goes in and lights the other two lamps, because remember he only lit the first 5 originally. And then they leave together. And then they and all the priests stand at the steps of the entrance hall with all their brothers. Alright, let's see how much more we have. Alright, halacha hey. God willing, go a little further. And when they get to the area between the entrance hall and the altar, somebody takes the rake and he rakes up between throws it between the entrance hall and the altar. He gives a big rake a toss. It's interesting. Philo called Gadol, it makes a loud noise. You can imagine tossing a rake. But you're in the base of Mikdash. It's an interesting thing about a priest tossing a rake. Alright. This means it's time to get busy. What does it mean? It means that everybody knows it's time to go bow down to God. And anyone who heard it wasn't in place, he runs and gets in place. And any Levi who hears it knows it's time to get singing. And he runs so he can sing. And the head of the watch, when he hears it, he gets all the impure people ready at the eastern gate because of suspicion, so that everyone will know that they have not brought their atonement offerings yet. Also, it's not impure priests, it's people who need to bring their atonement offerings. Let's understand this a little better. So it's talking about Saras. So all these people are stood up to know that their atonement offerings haven't been brought. Why they get this special thing that's coordinated with the break, it's very interesting. The rest is the priests and Levim, so their business should function properly. This is a little different. Alright, so very synchronized service we're seeing here. So after we got through round one and got the limbs in place, they did a little davening, run the lotteries, take care of that. Now everybody gets together, gets ready to prostrate and sing, and we have the impure people gathered in place. And then the one who merited to actually take the limbs from the ramp to the altar goes and takes care of business. And after he does that, then those who are standing at the steps to the entrance hall, they get ready. When they start to say the priestly blessing. And there's an interesting note here. In contrast to the practice outside the temple, the people would not respond after each blessing. Instead, all three blessings included, they said Baruch Shem. So when this happens now in our shuls, there's Amen, Amen, Amen for each bracha. Actually, it's 4 Amens, and possibly even 5 if a person being blessed privately. I don't seem to say that one in shul, at least not from what I can remember. But in the holy temple, first of all, they would use the explicit name of Hashem, which is pretty awesome. And second of all, they wouldn't say any amens to the people. The people would, when the priests were done blessing, they said Baruch Shem. So that's pretty cool. Last paragraph of this law. Then they bring up the flour of the accompanying offerings. Then they offer the chavitin offering. Then the wine libations. And when the wine is being offered, the Levim start to sing. And then the instrument players start playing. Talking Teisha Tekios al Pirkei Shir, and 9 Tekios are sounded during the song. So that was a lot of stuff that happens pretty quick here. So after the priestly bracha, which is pretty much after everything's up and running, after the daily offering's been offered, the priestly blessing goes down, then flour offerings, then the high priest's offering. They just bring the flour offering to the altar, it looks like. Then they offer the high priest's offering. Then they offer the wine libations. When the wine's being poured, I guess wine and song go together. The Levim start singing. And while they're singing, 9 tekios are sounded. That's pretty intense. Alright, halacha vav. Also, when this wine is being given to the one who's going to pour it, when they would give the wine to the priest who would perform the libation, there were 2 priests holding 2 trumpets in their hands who would stand on the table where the fats were placed. Basegan, and that's second in command of the high priest, Amal Karen Mizbeach, he stands by the horn of the altar, Vasudram Yado, and he organizes them in his hand. I guess here it says he waves them. Tiku, Vehiriu, Vatiku, he would, I guess he's sort of conducting the orchestra here. He stands by Sudarin Riyado, he has flags in his hands. Whenever he would wave a flag, the priest would sound the trumpets. So I guess it's the priests that have the trumpets in this case, not the Levim. So it's kind of interesting. And every time he would wave, they made a tekiah, true and a tekiah. These are different sounds that you're probably accustomed to hearing, Rosh Hashanah time. Tekiah is just a straight sound, and a trua is. So the tekiah is like. The trua is like. Anyway, different sounds from the trumpet. So every time we waved the flag, they would play this three-part sequence. And while this was happening, they would come and stand next to the priest holding the trumpets would stand next to the priest who was in charge of the cymbals, the one on his right and left. So the wine's going, the orchestra's starting, and the seconds waving these flags. I mean, this must be absolutely phenomenal to see. You should have it right away. Halacha Zayin. Shayim Anasik Lanasik. When the priest who would offer the libation got ready to pour it, Meini Fasegim Sudarin, the second in command would wave the flags. Hiki Zebet Saltzel. And the symbol priest would give him a boom. And the trumpeters would blow. The Dibur Levim Bashir and the Levim would sing. Hegiu the Parak Taku, when they finished a verse, they would sound the trumpets again. Bishtak would call Am Shabazar, and everybody would bow. All the people that were in the temple would bow. I'm wondering who was there, if they just came to see the show, or if they have offerings to bring, or if you could just come attend every day, if you needed a ticket, how it worked. This would be awesome. I want to be there every day. This would be a phenomenal performance to see. Everyone wants to see the high priest in his sits. That would be great. I'll call Perak to Kiev, I'll call to Kiev, I'll call to Kiev, Tami Teshek, Moshe Yarnu. And a total of 9 rounds of this. So, a little confused. I guess we were saying generally that the wine and the singing business all went together, but now we're saying explicitly how it works. They give the wine to the priest who's going to perform it. The trumpet guys get ready. The Sagan gets over there and gets some trumpets going. Then they move next to the cymbal guys. Then he actually offers the wine. More flags are being waved. Cymbals clapped. Levim sing. And then every time they reached the end of the song, they would sound some notes. Alright, halacha ches. Enum shir el olos asibur ziva v'shlami amurim b'Torah. They would only sing over communal burnt offerings and peace offerings mentioned in the Torah. Of olos and dava, but voluntary burnt offerings from kivrim, moser, chumas alishka, or that were offered to keep the altar busy, so to speak, from a slight overflow of funds in the temple treasury. Alpha Bishain Tel Sibor, even though they're communal, it's for everyone. Ain't on Rimalay and Shir, no song is sung on them. Chain Nasakim Habayim Bifnei Atzmo, and also not on additional offerings brought, I want to say accompanying offerings brought on their own. Ain't on Rimalay Shira, they don't get a song. So the song only goes on communal burnt offerings and peace offerings mentioned in the Torah, but the communal offerings just to keep the altar busy in the summertime, no song, and additional offerings, no song. Alright, halacha tes is quite long, and then we're almost done. Alright, halacha tes. Shir Shai Levim Omrim, what would they sing? B'Yom Rishon, on Sunday they sing L'Shem Ha'aretz U'Loya, that the Shem fills the earth. V'Shnei, on Monday, Hayu Omrim Gadol Hashem U'Olam Me'od, they would sing that Hashem is great and is tremendously to be praised. Shlishi, on Tuesday, Elokim Nitzav Erev Scale, that Hashem is standing amongst us, and literally amongst the judges. Revi, on Wednesday, Kel Nekamos Hashem, that Hashem is a zealous God, and He brings retribution. Chamishi, on Thursday, Harninu Lelakim Uzenu, that we should sing to Hashem, our helper, our strength. Vashishi, on Friday, Hashem Malageos Lavesh, Hashem was a splendid and glorious king, and clothing himself with grandeur. Shabbos and Shabbos, Mizvah Shiolim and Shabbos, they would sing the special Shabbos song. The Musaf Shabbos, on the Musaf of Shabbos offering, Omrim Shir Hazinu, they would sing Hazinu. It's very awesome. I just want to see this service. It's phenomenal. Well, Holkinos Lashisha Parakim, and they divided Hazinu into 6 parts. Hey, Zion, Yud, Vav, Lam, and Chaf. I guess that's a way to sort of remember them. It's an acronym for how to remember how the verses run. Kederek Shikori Nosa Shisha Bebeis HaKnesses, just like they do it in the synagogue. Omrim Perak B'Kol Shabbos, and they would say one of these 6 chapters every Shabbos. Garmu or Shira B'Shisha Shabbosos, so they'd finish every 6 Shabbos as they'd finish. Chozin LaRoach, go back to the beginning. But Minchel Shabbos, keep in mind this is all over the Musaf offering. They're singing Hazino and how much each week, or 6 each week. During Minchav Shabbos, Omrim Az Yashir Moshe, they sing Az Yashir, or Micha Mocha, Musaf Shal Rosh Hashanah, and the Musaf Rosh Hashanah, Hayu Omrim Harino Lelakim Izeno, I think we sang that already. Yeah, raise joyous song to God our strength, we did say that already. Okay, I guess they sang that on more than one occasion. Chalios Vamishi, if Rosh Hashanah hits on a Thursday, Omrim Asiris Masevel Shichmo, that should have the shoulders removed, the burden should be removed from his shoulders. So they wouldn't say it twice on the same day, since they already said it Thursday morning earlier during the whole wine ceremony. then they say something different. They say a little bit the latter half of that Tehillim on Rosh Hashanah. So if Rosh Hashanah is not that day, then they don't mind to sing that same song that they sing every Thursday. But if it is on Thursday, then they want to sing something a little different. But just the end of that Tehillim. B'mincha shel Rosh Hashanah hayomrim kol Hashem yachal midbar. And in the mincha of Rosh Hashanah, they would say the voice of Hashem causes the desert to tremble. Alright, halacha yud, almost done. Rosh Chodesh Shechal Yos b'Shabbos. What if Rosh Chodesh is in Shabbos? Shir Shel Rosh Chodesh Dochas Shir Shel Shabbos. They sing the Rosh Chodesh song instead of the Shabbos song. Kidei the Farsi Shiram Shel Rosh Chodesh. Then publicize that it's Rosh Chodesh. And there's an important lesson here that Shabbos, even though it's the tip-top dog, except for maybe Yom Kippur, you might say, very super holiness beyond everything else, it's happy to take a back seat to whoever shows up less often and let them take the limelight. Like a true king's not threatened by a visitor. He honors the guest, honors the visitor, even if they're less than him. So Shabbos is happy to take the back seat and let the visitor shine, even though Shabbos is the big dog. This could be a lesson in our personal life to take the back seat, even if we're bigger and greater, and let the visitor shine, or whoever's in front of us shine, whoever they are, to help them and focus on letting them have their day and become the big dog and shine to their ultimate might, whatever it might be. Become a Shabbos, we could say this in a borrowed sense. I don't know if it's Lahavdil or not. Lahavdil. Anyway, Yud Aleph. I guess we shouldn't. A Yud is a Shabbos, so let's not say Lahavdil. Mamish. The Yud is one with the Eibishter. Shabbos is so much godliness you can't believe. So we're all talking about godliness. Last halacha Yud Aleph. Shabbos Mektirin is Shnei V'Ziki Levona Im U'Musafim. When the Musaf's offering, we offer the 2 bowls of frankincense on Shabbos, the ones that go with the showbreads. Kodem Nisuk Yain Shem U'Musafim, before the wine's offered for the Musaf. Say to Shosim Kol Yom Boker. And just like they do every day in the morning, Kachosim Ben Abar, and they do the whole thing again in the afternoon, the singing, the wine, the flags, the trumpets. Excellent. Chutzme, Haramas Adeshim Yizbezach Chitzon, except for cleaning up the outer altar. That they don't do again in the afternoon. The cedar marachas, and they don't arrange a new wood pile. Sar Shein Osin Devarim Elo Ela B'Kol Yom Shachar B'Vad. And they don't run new lotteries. That's only in the morning, Kishbianu. So we do everything the same, except we're not going to clean up the outer altar again. It must be running fine. We're not going to make new arrangements for the altar. It must be running fine. And the lotteries were done. So Rosh Chodesh pushes off Shabbos. I don't understand why we can't have both songs, but it's an interesting idea. Alright, so it's quite a performance here. The boss comes in, gives a knock, they open it, he checks everything out, he gets the bakers up, gets everybody ready, he runs a couple lotteries, we get the sheep ready to go, we get some people over by the sheep. We get the inner altar and the menorah cleaned up, get a few candles going, maybe not just yet, sprinkle some blood, check the animal, sprinkle some blood, cut the animal and skin it, then get some lamps started, start schlepping to the ramp, salt it up, then get everybody together, daven a little bit, run a few more lotteries, then he'd go light the other 2 candles, and toss the rake, get everybody together, the priests and Levim and the Mitzuras in position, say the priestly blessing, get this whole wine singing business going with the flags and everything else, and then do it again in the afternoon. Let's just make sure, see exactly when they get these first 5 lit up. Yeah, he kindles those 5 lamps. Right after the blood is dashed, get the lamps going. We need light. Once the shechting is gone, get the lights going. So alright, so yeah. Move the ashes, checks the blood, checked it, receive the blood, toss it, light them up, and then get the limbs in place and salt it up and get going. Alright, ready for an appointment. Wonderful learning with you, and it's all about let's remember God's the King. It's all we'll do with our daily investment, and just remember Mashiach now.